We always blame the cell phone for everything. In most cases, that is a lot of the problems. But let's face it, I've grown up through a long period of riding around in cars. One of the most dangerous things I've ever encountered in a car was when somebody, well, back in my day, it was cassette players and 8-track players, and then it becomes CD players. When they couldn't find the CD or whatever it was they wanted to listen, they got both hands under the seat, looking under the passenger seat, rummaging through the glove box while flying down the highway at 65 miles an hour. Look, people are always going to be distracted. I remember as a child, back before seatbelts were mandatory, standing on the front seat, eating my Happy Meal, and my dad had a Coke in between his legs, a burger on one thigh, his fries on the other thigh, driving with his knees, eating and drinking a Coke, going down the road, okay? So, look, distractions while driving has been happening since people's been driving. And now the cell phone is just part of that. I mean,
the cell phone is the new Happy Meal.
I think that actually works in another analogy as well, but never mind. I think the problem with the cell phone is you have everything on there. You have the entirety of the internet on this little phone, and outside all you can see is what's within a certain radius. So I think it has made it worse. Yeah. And also, modern cars, they seem to manage themselves a lot better. Like old cars, you have to keep an eye on temperature, blah, 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 blah. But on modern cars, they normally keep everything in management. And if something does go wrong, they'll bring a warning light on the dash saying, "Hey, something's gone terribly wrong. Please do something." So I think just the ease of modern cars plus the amount of distractions, I think, has made distracted driving worse than it used to be.
Well, and the fact that, one of the pet peeves I have is YouTubers. They're vlogging, doing whatever they do. They're going down the road, holding a camera, going, I'm on my way to go do this. And they're filming an entire vlog, going down the highway with a camera in one hand and trying to drive and talk. And I'm like, really?
YouTubers have got better now. On earlier videos, that was a lot more common, but in recent years, more people have actually bothered to stick a GoPro in the corner. Like how the Top Gear videos are filmed, with a camera in the corner. And more often now, you see that kind of style for vlogging rather than just a camera. It's mainly small, like Instagram and TikTok videos that are weird while driving. And then obviously the ones that end up on Reddit are the ones where that goes horribly wrong and ends in an accident. So,
I mean, that dude in blue, he has like a proper DSLR camera. He has an upside down suction mount that he just jams onto the window of a car, and then he just shoots himself. That's not how I meant to say that. He films himself. He films himself.
Yeah, shooting yourself is a whole other ballgame.
He shoots himself? Whoopsies.
He films himself inside the car with the camera on the other side of the windshield.
Cody, you shouldn't write instructions for how to use a camera.
Now, shoot yourself. Whoops. Well, I guess that's the end of me.
No, you definitely don't need to write the instruction manuals to firearms. That's for sure. You
point your firearm at the subject and
start shooting.
Point your firearm at the subject and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
An old Top Gear episode where I guess they were at the North Pole or something, and James was trying to see if there's something in the rifle. So he picks up the rifle and then he looks down there. It's like, right at his forehead.
Whoops.
Yeah. Just like, nope.
Oh, yeah.
Don't kill yourself on accident. Do not do this.
Then back to the studio.
And on that bombshell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Doug, about having to use the bathroom in a car, the worst story I've got. My mom, my sister, but the first thing that we did is we went to a bank that's nearby. And so while we're at the bank, I had the urge to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay, but it was manageable. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait until we get to Whole Foods. There was a lot of traffic that day. And when we start getting onto the highway, the need just starts to mount ever so slightly. And so then we get I don't know, 3/4 of the way to Whole Foods, and on the highway, massive backed up traffic, like at least a mile away from the exit where we had to go. And now I have to use the bathroom. Like, I got to go. And I'm just sitting I think I'm sitting in the back, like, no traffic, no. And we still have like 3 intersections to go through, 3 sets of lights. I bolted for the bathroom as soon as we got in. I held it for 40 minutes. It shouldn't have taken 40 minutes to get to the Whole Foods, but I had to hold it for 40 minutes. Can I just relieve myself?
Okay.
Please, can I relieve myself?
Wow.
Oh,
I've had a couple. When I was young, I don't even know if I was in school yet. If I was, it was like kindergarten. So, my uncle at the time had an old Dodge. What do they call it? Not Ironside. Shoot. Anyway, it was just an old. What is it?
Stepside?
Yeah, it's like the 70s van or 60s van of the day. Anyway, we was in it. We had been doing a lot of running around, and like I said, before seat belts were a thing. And I had to go. I mean, bad. And we was on the freeway, and I was like, I gotta go. And he's like, can you wait? And I'm like, no, I gotta happen, you know. And my uncle nonchalantly goes, well, go back in the back of the van. There's a toilet back there you can use. And I was like, didn't know they put toilets in the back of vans, you know, because I'm a little kid, you know. So I'm like, okay. And I go back, and in the back of the van, he's got a little curtain. And you pull up the little curtain, and there was a little wooden box there, kind of like what you would find almost in an outhouse. And you lifted up the lid, and there was a hole that went straight to the road. Straight to the road. He had cut a hole in the floor pan of the back of the van, and then put this box over top. That was his bathroom in the van, and you pulled the curtain shut in the back. So, meanwhile, you're right in front of the back window of the van, okay, doing your business. So I'm standing there going number one, looking out the back window of the van, watching a stream of water go down. As we're going down the road, and people's following me, and I'm thinking, they don't realize I'm urinating all over the road as they're driving by.
They'll be none the wiser.
Sir, your car is leaking. Oh wait, that's your toddler.
Yeah.
So your car is leaking a very strange looking yellow substance.
Yeah.
That is not coolant.
Sorry, your van is leaking. No, my toddler is leaking. Go away.
And then
I'm totally seeing a leak.
my cousin jumps up and goes, I gotta go too. And I thought, no. What if it was number 2? That would have been horrible.
Just lumps.
Right behind the van, and all of a sudden, flash and brown stuff just flattened down.
Oh, that'd be dangerous.
No.
Depending on the situation you have that day, you could have you could have pure liquid coming out the back and just have an oil tanker, or you could just have rocks, depending on what you ate that day.
Big bugs.
Yeah, yeah. So I had that. Yeah, I've had that. I've had several bathroom stories.
This conversation's taking a turn. My God, we're talking about peeing and number 2s.
Definitely, and I'm
I
about to
don't
make it
think
a
we've actually
lot
talked
less.
much about cars in this podcast.
Yeah, no, I think this is probably a good place to end this podcast.
Well, hold on. I've got one last story related. Sorry, but related to defecating. I was at the New York. So I was going to New York in 2016. We were at the Chicago O'Hare Airport because that was one of the stops. We're just standing there. We're waiting for our flight, Damon. It's delayed, or so it's actually delayed. We're standing there waiting for some crap. We see a lady and her dog takes a dump on the white floors of the Chicago O'Hare Airport, and it's not a small dump. It's not noticeable, and to say that it got smeared across the floor as people on their phones walked through it, dragging it across the clean white floor at the Chicago airport would be a little bit of an understatement. Some people walked around it, but most who were on their phones did not think to do that. And so me and my mom and my sister occasionally are just watching in horror as these people are just dragging it across the floor. I mean, we're just like, when is someone going to come along to clean this? Do they know that this has happened? Has anyone been notified yet?
That's why all the airport security is so grumpy all the time.
Yeah, that was so bad.
Oh, that
My
sounds
final
bad.
one would be, we was coming home, me, my mom, me, my wife, my son, mom and dad had went to Florida for vacation. We was coming home, and it was dark. We was on a turnpike coming out of either Virginia or West Virginia. It was one or the other. And sitting there, everything's good. I had bought me a book, Cars of the 60s. And I was going through reading different things, and then all of a sudden you get that gurgle. You know what I'm saying, that gurgle.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, oh, this ain't good. Well, it's dark. There ain't anything remotely in sight. Nothing. Just nothing. And I'm like, oh, this ain't good. As soon as you find, so I tell Dad, I'm like, as soon as you find a place, we got to stop. That's it. I need out, you know. So, mile or so down the road, I realize, you know, you get the squirm going. Oh my God. You know, you're holding onto the rails. We was in a van, a Dodge van, and I had the little hand rests, man. I was gripping in for everything I had. And still, nothing. Not a gas station, not a store, nothing. Just woods. Each side, just woods. And I'm like, I don't care. You got to stop. Stop now. And Dad's like, oh, no, well, it's just right up the road. I seen a billboard that it's up. Dad, unless you want this in your car, look, you got to pull over. This is how this is my family. So Dad pulls over, realizing I'm serious. I grab a box of Kleenexes off the doghouse in the van, jump out, and literally on the side of the road, the concrete embankment wall on the side of the road, hang my fanny over the off the side of that, and proceed to do my business with the box of tissues sitting beside me. Meanwhile, we're on a turn, so every time cars would come down the highway, their headlights would hit me, sitting on the side of the road with my pants around my ankles with a box of tissues sitting beside me on this concrete wall. My dad, being my dad, finding it funny, he's laughing the entire time. I can hear him in the van just busting up laughing. So to make it even funnier, he keeps pulling forward to where I'm in plain sight of everybody. With my pants around my ankles and a box of tissues sitting beside me.
All those people got unintentionally moved.
We can't even leave because my dad has tears rolling down his face. He's slapping his leg. He can't breathe. And he's just dying. So I'm sitting here embarrassed. My mom's trying to look the other way, like, you know. And I'm sitting here going, I don't care. I had to go. And my dad, we sit on the side. I thought cops are going to show up. He's still sitting in the van. Just, this is the funniest thing in my life, you know. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. I feel the love. And he goes, I thought it was hilarious. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah. So, yeah.
Don't mind me, just embarrassing my son. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fine. Most people would try to protect their child, open up extra doors, maybe park a little closer, angle it. No, he starts to drive away. Just
those people got mooned so unintentionally.
But you know, after raising a child, you do realize parents do have a certain bit of, you know what? This will just be funny. You know,
after all the years of pooping and peeing on them, this is their revenge.
Yeah, and it's you know, it's just yeah. So it does involve a car, at least. I mean,
that's true.
yeah. And on that disappointment, it is time to end.
On that defecation.
Subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Show this video. Comment. Yeah, just hope you enjoyed it. And see you. Hope you enjoyed listening to our strange stories about defecating in public.
Yeah.
Hope you weren't eating while listening to this.
Yes, I hope you want to try to have a meal.
We'll try to keep it on cars next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, keep it a petrol-related podcast.
Yeah.
Our deepest apologies in advance.
Yeah. Just have a little disclaimer at the beginning of the video. This video contains defecation. We're sorry.
Contains graphic scenes of defecation. Apologies.
Yeah.
Maybe some cars in some of it.
Yeah.
Alright. See you guys next time.
Uh,
Bye.